Twisters almost had a big kiss between Daisy Edgar-Jones' Kate and Glenn Powell's Tyler, and I'm glad that Steven Spielberg's notes on the film kept it from being included in the finished movie. Twisters is a big spectacle blockbuster that is grounded thanks to a group of surprisingly realistic main characters. One of the big underlying connections in the film is that one that grows between Kate and Tyler. Initially bristling against their preconceived notions about one another, they eventually develop a bond over the course of the film. Although Twisters' main characters are hinted to develop a romantic attraction, the film never sees them act out on it. I was happy with that decision, as it kept the movie from introducing a potentially distracting element to the otherwise tight narrative. Apparently, that romance would have been more pronounced in an earlier version of the ending of Twisters, but a note from Steven Spielberg convinced them to go a different direction. I'm really glad for that note, as it means any potential romance between the characters can be left to the imagination, or a potential sequel to Twisters. Twisters' original romantic ending wouldn't have worked. I agree with Steven Spielberg's big note about Twisters' big romantic moment. Glenn Powell as Tyler smiling with Daisy Edgar-Jones while sitting on a truck in Twisters. The original romantic ending for Twisters would have been wrong for the film, and I'm glad Steven Spielberg's note convinced the filmmakers to go a different direction. There's definitely a romantic element to the rapport that develops between Kate and Tyler in the film, especially on Tyler's part. However, the film's emotional arc is far more rooted in Kate rediscovering her passion for storm chasing after she lost it following a major trauma years prior. Tyler's role in the film is in service of her story, keeping their relationship from feeling like a three-dimension romance. The original intention seems to have been to take the romance further, with a big dramatic kiss towards the end of the film. I think that would have been distracting, and I'm ecstatic that Steven Spielberg had the same thought. As reported on by Variety, Spielberg gave the filmmakers a note about how a big kiss felt wouldn't have fit into the film. Powell and Edgar-Jones ultimately agreed with the sentiment, noting that the film's big arc is Kate returning to the thing she loves. This led to the kiss being cut, which was the right call. Twisters cutting Kate and Tyler's kiss is better for the sequel. The romance could fit better into the central narrative of a Twisters follow-up. This isn't to say that the kiss would have been completely unfounded, as there's clearly a romantic tension implied by the end of the film. However, a big kiss between the pair and an escalation of their romance would be better suited for a sequel than trying to fit into the otherwise pretty tightly constructed Twisters. If anything, the slow burn attraction Tyler develops for Kate feels more natural and romantic than a quick make-out session after only knowing each other for a week. It exposes a vulnerable side to boisterous Tyler, and makes him a far more likable character. Twisters didn't need an overt romance subplot to still feel romantic. A potential sequel, which might be more likely given the impressive box office success of Twisters, could be a better place to explore that, especially now that Kate has confronted her trauma and grown as a result. It would give the pair more time to establish a grounded romance, and could be more thoroughly fit into the narrative. While a Kate and Tyler kiss wouldn't have ruined Twisters, I agree that it would have felt needlessly cliched, and I'm glad that it was cut from the film.